bookworm gets the brain, and I'ma get it all.
And I've been waiting all my life just for this one night to show I can do it. So let's get to it. I got the heart of a champion. I got the heart of a champion. I got the heart of a champion.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Beacons 360, joined today by softball head coach Natalia Ardagna. Coach, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Coach, you're coming off the best season, or one of the best seasons of program history, 20-plus win season. You guys made it to the LAC championship game for the first time. What made last spring so special with such a young group that was able to accomplish so much?
I think a lot of the things that contributed to our success last year was just the general belief that we were a really talented program. We had a lot of great leadership. We had a lot of girls had worked really hard on developing, and we had a lot of freshmen that were ready to come in and compete immediately. Usually, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for freshmen to develop and for a team to gel together. We hit a couple of highs and lows throughout the season, but I think we peaked at the right time, which is what really helped us.
You guys really struggled down the stretch, needed to win on senior day to get into the tournament, and then shocked the rest of the conference by winning 3 in a row after dropping your first tournament game. At what point did you guys think that you had a chance to really make a big run in the tournament and beating some of those higher level seeds?
I think that was our mentality throughout the year, regardless of what our record showed or the wins and losses that we had within conference. Obviously, we wanted to do a lot better, but I think, our mentality was just get in the tournament. Just get us in the tournament. Just do what we need to do to get into the tournament. And then once we're there, then we can make a real solid run for it.
3 of the players who have had huge contributions over the past 3 seasons, but especially last year as leaders on this team, Lauren Mitziaris, Caitlin Morris, and Gia Raskowski, seniors this season. They went through some real lows their first 2 years and then big-time players a year ago. What have they meant to this program in terms of progressing and keeping a high note despite some early struggles?
I think that having them manage to work through the adversity that they've worked through and to really be able to take positive out of a lot of negatives has really shown this team what it really is to be a beacon and to really be able to grow and to achieve the things that you put your mind to. I think that winning is definitely a lot of hard work and it's a lot of dedication, but it's a lot more of a mental state of mind. And I think that those 3 understand how it will affect you positive or negatively if mentally you're not prepared.
Those 3 obviously going to be the core again of this year's team, along with a lot of talented freshmen, sophomores from last year's team. How'd fall ball go? You wrapped up about 2 weeks ago with your fall ball Think Pink Day. How did all of that go this fall in terms of getting ready for the spring?
It went awesome. We saw a lot of really bright spots. We moved a ton of people around into different positions trying to figure out, how much we could push people's limits and see what they were capable of. The freshmen seem to be fitting in really well with our program. Our upperclassmen are doing a really great job of, kind of showing them the ropes and really establishing, a goal and making sure that we're working towards that. They're doing a really good job in workouts and lift and they're working really, really hard. So fall ball was definitely something to give us, a little excitement going towards the spring.
And one final question, Coach. Another big recruiting class, 2 years in a row. What has it been about these big recruiting classes that have sort of helped propel you guys forward?
I think it's just understanding that, circumstances happen, whether it's financial or family reasons, and we need to be prepared. The more prepared we are and the more open-minded we are to change, the easier it'll be to be able to adjust when those things happen. So, luckily we've been really fortunate to have a lot of people interested in UMass Boston, and we hope that continues, but we've been really fortunate to get a lot of great athletes. So. Thanks
so much for your time, Coach. The Beacons will start their season off during their spring break trip down in Florida. We'll be back after the break with an interview with junior cross-country captain Adrianna Fredo.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, where it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here today we are luckily honored with the guest Adrianna Fredo, junior captain of the cross-country team. Can you talk a little bit on the show? We've talked a lot about previous internships with student athletes. You were honored with an internship this spring. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So my internship this spring is with a divorce law firm located on Boylston Street in Boston. It's a really great internship because I'll be going to actual courtrooms and working with the lawyers there. And it's really great because I really want to go into either divorce law or child advocacy law.
So how exactly did you receive this internship? Was it through UMass or was it outside of UMass?
No, it was outside of UMass. I applied and I actually got it. So.
Okay, well, congrats, and we'll move on to cross country. Personally, last year you had a great year. You ran in the regional tournament in Rhode Island. Can you talk a little bit about how that experience was and how that translated into this year?
Sure. I think competing at regionals really taught us about how competitive all the other teams are. Running at regionals really showed me that there's a lot of competition out there, and we really have to push hard, and we really need good athletes here in order to really take a stand and do well as a cross-country team. So
this year is one of the best years for women's and men's cross-country throughout the program history. Can you talk a little bit about how it's really on the rise?
Yeah, so it's definitely on the rise. We have a lot of really, really talented freshmen this year. We have 8 right now on our team, and it's really great because all of our girls right now are actually running under 28 minutes for a 5K, and that's, in the past, we have not had that happen. So
you just mentioned 8 underclassmen out of 11 girls. How do you personally really show your leadership and kind of teach these girls the way, how it's different from high school to college?
Right. I think just being there for them is really a big one, and making sure that they're always helping one another. I think they value me as a captain because they know they can come to me and talk to me about anything, but I think it's really great that a lot of them live together so they can really gain that one-on-one and know what cross-country is about and use that.
Well, you have 2 huge meets coming up this weekend. At UMass Dartmouth is the Little East Conference, and in 2 weeks they'll be at Westfield State Regionals again. Well, good luck, and thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
Welcome back for our final segment of this week's show. It's our play of the week. This week coming from men's soccer, Daniel Morales' blast from 25 yards out in the Beacons' 3-1 victory over Western Connecticut State. Steve, we were both at this game, and this might have been one of the more impressive goals of the season. Just an absolute cannon from distance.
Yeah, he's been looking good all season, and they just rolled over him in this game. They were down 1-0 in the early minutes, and they just came out and scored 3 unanswered.
Yeah, another big win for men's soccer, who at 5-1 in the conference stands first overall. Volleyball at 6-0. They've captured the number 1 seed and will go for a 7-0 season tomorrow. That's Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Thanks again for watching, folks. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Witkowski. We'd like to give a shout out to the rest of our production crew: Natalia Ardagna and Adrianna Fredo, our guests; Anthony Searles directing, Alex Carasoto on graphics, and Dave Wahlberg with the audio.
Stay classy, Beaconville.